Hey everybody, welcome back to the YouTube channel, Living the Country Life with Thomas Collins. Today we're here at the special meeting, so let's get to it. Anybody in there?
Just 3 of the commissioners and Linda.
Fire department. Town hall. Ain't too many people here. Richard here, I'm here. He says a few other people is in there. I'm gonna get in here and cool off a little bit. Let's go in here and see what's going on.
Radio system that cost me $8 million. So that kind of hit.
How you doing, Mr. Don? How are you doing, man? Oh. Nice and cool in here compared to out there. It ain't too hot out there, but got a few more people to show up. Empty. Miss Gail.
Don't bring them back. I read every now and then when I find time to read.
How you doing, Mr. Doug?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. Making it. Trying to stay cool. How you doing, Miss Gail? How you doing, Miss Gail?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good.
Busy as always.
Y'all in here hiding. How are y'all doing?
Good, how are you? Good.
How you doing, Miss Belinda? Good. Trying to stay cool.
Hey, now we got to admit, since the storm, the humidity.
Oh, for sure,
is
yeah.
bad.
It's cool out there. It's just, I got out of the shower a little bit ago. Once you get out of the dang shower, it seems like you sweat. I'm getting you some books.
I'll be right back. Yeah.
Some books to read.
Yep. Let's read. Sitting down there at Shell Mountain. You got
Two more.
Two more.
You get 2 more.
Now that's it.
I see y'all got rid of some books. I had just now noticed. I don't know how I didn't recognize. Huh?
You're just collecting dust.
Right.
Makes the room look a lot bigger too.
Mm-hmm.
We can come and get the rest of it too.
That's good.
$6.48. Ancient TV. I'm surprised nobody donated a TV yet.
Yeah, we haven't done the district, they were happy with what we've done. They said, why don't we contact us? A couple things, we can get some measurements on.
Did y'all go through the books? Did y'all go through them, or did y'all keep like some of the better of the books?
No, I don't think no one's stored in.
Right.
There's some people opened up a coffee shop with books in it.
Yes, sir.
They come and got a lot of them.
Nice.
Started their business.
The budget, this is what your taxes pay for. if you have questions, you can ask them here.
Right.
Otherwise,
How you doing, Mr. Dillon? Hey.
you really can't say nothing. It's like you didn't vote. So what?
I've done a couple things in
Take over something.
And where?
the freezer. There's a big deep freeze.
I'll get the box of hot dogs and,
Voice recorder to record the meeting.
Meeting earlier, 7 o'clock, somebody. We didn't believe it.
Children's table. That's the food. Those people that destroyed it. Okay. They're going to record that because they like to record. Get over this.
Countdown long, no? Is it just one?
We should have one of those big digital clocks.
One church is just coming in about 40 flats. They have a cool spot. Getting 3%.
I'm gonna say the cell phone.
It's 7 o'clock, let's call the meeting to order.
Rise to the pledge.
Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll do a roll call. I guess I'll go around and announce people's names so we don't have any class clowns. Gail Lamb,
I'm here.
Don Severino, Bree Granger present, Zim Pageant,
Here.
Russell Meeks.
Here.
All right. Tonight, we're having the tentative millage and budget hearing. First, I'd like to thank everybody for their cleanup efforts during the hurricane. There was a lot of people that came in and helped pick up things, and we appreciate that. And we want to thank our Fire Chief King, who came through the town checking on us. It means a lot. We got very lucky. We're very blessed. The first thing we have is to approve the agenda. So anybody would like to make a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda.
Before we do that, I want to make a comment. This is a budget and tax meeting. The only thing that's supposed to be discussed is budget and taxes, not minutes. That goes at the regular meeting.
Okay.
I have not seen the minutes. I have not got my package. I want it tonight where I can go over it.
Probably sitting in front of you.
Hopefully it is.
hopefully you can read it.
All right, so we got Gail Lamb approving the agenda. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, and first we're gonna talk about the millage resolution. All right, that'll be resolution number 2023-3. It's a resolution of the town of Otter Creek of Levy County, Florida, adopting the final levying of ad valorem taxes for the town of Otter Creek for the fiscal year 2023 to 24 and providing an effective date for the millage rate for 7.8669 mils. And the reason for selecting the 7.8669 versus the rollback rate is due to higher salaries that were voted on, the raise in the fuel cost, the higher electric costs due to inflation. And we also need to replace the AC this year in our computer system. We need to start the code enforcement, animal control, all the things that are required to do for the town. And we also need to be able to cover our budget and have healthy reserves. Is there any questions about it?
Well, the question I have is, as usual, why are we getting these things 2 minutes before the meeting rather than in advance? After, these are resolutions, things we should be able to research.
I believe we had a meeting.
We get them 10 minutes ago. That's just, it's not the way it's supposed to work. It happens over and over again. And,
Did you check your, email?
And this is also the second meeting about this. We've already had one meeting on
After you left
this.
because we didn't have them ready.
when I was,
Hold on.
when I was here,
Hold on.
I told you that I can't open up any of those things that you sent. I came here
Okay.
to get them.
We had a meeting
Came here
already
to get
about
them.
this and discussed this in the previous meeting here at this table. We already had all these details.
These
we discussed.
resolutions weren't concluded at all.
Well, the resolution was drawn from our previous meeting.
It's all the
That's not
same
a-
information that
That
was
doesn't
voted
answer the
on.
question why.
It
we
certainly
get them.
does.
Why
It
we
certainly
can't get
does,
them
Don.
in the proper time frame.
You've had, when was the last meeting? When was the last meeting? A month ago? 3 weeks ago? When we had the meeting before
On
this?
August 8th.
August 8th. You've had since August 8th, this information in front of you, and we've discussed it in detail that day.
These were not in here. I didn't get this till.
Of course they weren't. We had to have the meeting to have the resolution.
It's all the same information that was voted
The
on.
resolutions before, way before the meeting.
Okay.
No, I know.
Who is the attorney that done these resolutions?
Probably,
There doesn't need to be an attorney to do the resolutions.
What is the status of us getting an attorney to
The
set?
ad was run.
I believe you may just comment yourself that we're going to discuss taxes and money.
This is part of it, though.
I don't see anywhere in things that.
I am not in favor of either one of these resolutions and raising taxes. I make a motion, we go with the rollback rate.
And
That'll give us money and money.
I would like to know why.
Belinda?
No,
Yeah,
answer
I'm
my
not-
question. Answer my question. Why?
Madam Mayor,
Explain to me why.
I need a clarification here. Who is the town clerk?
We have a bookkeeper and y'all still haven't gotten together to hire a clerk. I can't
Okay.
talk about
And-
that.
So we do not
bookkeeper-
have a town clerk.
That's correct.
You're a bookkeeper.
And I deal with the money.
You was not
You tell
elected.
me why you want to go
You
to
was
the
not elected
Hold on.
I am
to this
bookkeeper.
council.
This is called.
It doesn't
All
matter.
you do is, you need to read your charter.
Order.
And so do
Order
you.
here.
The bookkeeper does the taxes and the monies, and this is
That's
what we're
here
discussing.
discussing tonight.
Then it's
She
the money.
don't,
We
she
didn't
don't
ask
sit
for a
here and
motion.
argue with the town council.
I can't.
You don't sit here and argue with her.
You're arguing with her.
This is her job, and this is what she's doing, and she's talking to you about it. So if you want to sit there and argue with her, that's not the way we're doing things.
No, it
You can
just-
either listen to what she's telling you to explain it, or you can just be quiet. I
I'll
mean,
make a motion, we go with the rollback rate.
We didn't ask for a motion yet. We asked if
did
there's any
not.
questions on this.
I'll second that.
And me as a
So there's
bookkeeper
no
would like to
questions, or
know
is there
why
questions?
you want to go with the rollback.
So
We're
you-
having a discussion
We're
at
having a
this
discussion,
point.
we're not
There
asking
was
for
a
a
motion on
motion.
the floor, so I second.
There was no motion on the floor, we haven't asked for a motion.
Again,
You don't, a motion don't have to be
Were you
asked
done
for.
explaining that, Belinda?
I would like an explanation as to why you want to go with the rollback.
I don't think it's right to raise taxes on the people in this town. There's a lot of people
But,
that
whoa.
depend on.
No.
Are you gonna let me talk, or are you gonna talk?
Go ahead, finish. Go ahead.
There's a lot of people on this town that's on limited incomes. So they don't need their taxes raised. There's enough money to do what needs to be done without that.
Okay, here's the thing. If we don't go with the rollback, then we're gonna raise the water rates. Which one is gonna get them, one's gonna go a one-time thing and the other one's gonna get them each month. Then that rate will go per gallon, not per household.
Hold on a second. First off, we're not raising the taxes. This is, the rollback is a penalty because you did not file the taxes last year with the state. And this.
You don't
that is-
know what
that is-
you're talking
That is
about.
correct
that is
information.
correct. That is a
That is
penalty
correct
because y'all didn't
information.
file all the paperwork last year and follow through with it. So it's not a.
We
it's
gotta
not a-
sign the rollback rate
We're
because
just
the
trying to
clerk didn't
maintain-
file the paperwork last
The
year. That is
incompetent
correct
clerk we've been talking
information.
about for 2 years.
We got the letter from the state that says if we don't do it now, we get nothing. So my question to you is, if you were looking out for the people of this town, and I, as one of the citizens, agreed to, okay, my taxes are gonna go up from now to what is proposed, $67. I'm willing to give the town $67.
And I'm willing to
so
give
that we can-
600. I pay more than anybody in this
You
town.
can't say it's for everybody.
And the difference between them on anyone, most everyone in this house, in this town,
Like
is
$40
$30 a month,
Right.
a year
You're not
difference
paying
on most of the
nothing
people in here. So it's not that big a deal on them. It's the higher value ones is where we're gonna cut ourselves off. And those people can afford to pay the taxes. And that's for, so therefore, if we're done with the discussion, I would like to make a motion that we accept.
Well,
the
first, we
stuff.
need to open it up to the public hearing. Would anybody like to make a comment or question regarding this?
Yeah, I believe the 21, what's it called, the people that came to talk about the budget, wasn't the town in a $9,000 deficit because of the
The
budget?
auditors.
That's the auditors. That's a black eye on the town. They want you to close that gap and put the accounts in the right funds to start with. All the illegal stuff that you say sue us for, well, we did. We did sue your ass. And it needs to be
Okay,
fixed.
watch your language, please.
And it's gonna get fixed.
And that's part of the reason that we have to
Okay,
raise
this
the
is the
7.9
public hearing.
because we got, we're going for a $25,000 budget on just the lawyer's fees, and that's just because.
Yeah. Was that budgeted last year, Russell? Was Attorney Warren's $10,000 fees budgeted? I'm sorry, I'm hearing crickets. I didn't think so.
Are we having a town council meeting or a
Okay.
town hall meeting?
This is a public hearing. Mr. Fuller?
Just as a point of order, usually there should be a motion on the floor before you discuss an issue. And so there probably should be a motion by someone and a second before there actually is a discussion. And that's just, if the town is going by Robert's Rules of Order, that is the process.
It's not in our ordinances.
So Robert's Rules of Order is not
It's
part
not
of the
in-
process.
It's
It's not part of our
It's a
ordinances,
suggest-
Oh,
so.
And a warranted.
We got a motion and a second on the floor.
We can't make motions until we're done with the public hearing. Was there anybody else who had questions or comments regarding the millage rate?
I would simply like to say that I paid $4,711 2 years ago in taxes. I'm sorry, I don't have the one from this year. But I'm sure it was more. So the difference in the rollback rate and the highest rate, for me, being the highest taxpayer in the town, is $600, and I'm not crying about it. I want to see the town thrive. I want to see it do what it's supposed to be doing, code enforcement, dog control, all the things that the town should have been doing all of these years that it's never been done. People have been sitting on this board for 30 years and haven't accomplished a dang thing.
That's what small towns are about.
Excuse me, I'm talking.
Okay.
So these are all things that have frustrated me, and I haven't said anything. I haven't said nothing. All I was told was sue us. So, okay, we did. It got done. You're being sued. So things are getting fixed. Don't care if you like it. Didn't vote for you, never will, and you won't be on the board again.
Okay.
So I'm just hoping
Is this 3
things,
minutes up, Madam Mayor?
no, it's
I would
not.
say that it is.
Does it count for him?
I'm done. I said my piece.
I'm done with that.
Anybody else?
I don't have a problem with the millage rate, not pay the most.
Okay, thank you.
And this is an honest question because I don't know anything about millage. I don't know a little bit about taxes. Am I able to ask specific people on the board or do I just ask? Because I don't want to do anything wrong. My
Well, you
question
can
is
address
actually
the
to
board.
Russell. And I honestly want to know, and I understand what you said about you don't want to have the people of Otter Creek paying more money because they can't afford it. But my question to you, Russell, is if it were to be the millage rate that they are suggesting, do you absolutely know how much extra money would be coming out of a person's pocketbook to pay the extra taxes? Do you know how much that is? Somebody had suggested it may be $30. Somebody had
That's close.
suggested that he's saying he would pay over $600. My question to you is, do you know the difference in the cost that it would be for the people of Otter Creek?
Whatever the cost is, I don't want it to be no more. There's
Okay.
So
absolutely got to be.
$40 is too
So-
much?
Well, it's all relative to your income, you know?
Yeah.
You could pay 7,000, whatever you pay, okay? Well,
Okay.
how much do you gross over there?
We've looked
The
at-
other people, they get $10,000
It's not
a year,
based on
so-
your income, for one. It's based on the appraised value of your property minus your homestead deduction and any other deductions. So your appraised value of your property over there is like $40,000.
Okay.
So the increase on your property is about 30 or $40. That's what we're
We're talking
that's
about
what we're
ability
whining
to
about
pay,
is $40.
ability to pay.
Beer money,
So Don,
beer money.
hold on, Don,
Well, maybe.
Don, if you have to pay an extra $30 a year, it's not a month, it's a year.
It's a year, I'm sorry, yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
if
It's a year.
you have to pay an extra $30 a year,
That's too much for that.
specifically you, do you not have that $30? You get $100 every time you come here.
For doing nothing.
That has nothing to do with
I'm
what
asked, but
we're
I'm,
trying to
but
do.
I'm a part of the citizens of Otter Creek now,
So-
and I'm asking a direct question. Can you not afford that you specifically, because you just said that I don't want to pay it.
I said it's relative to a person's income.
It's not.
Okay, so are you in charge of every person's income in Otter Creek?
No, I'm in charge of mine.
Exactly.
So
Can you afford it?
But here you guys want to be in
Yeah,
charge of
okay.
everybody else's.
we gotta,
That's how
we can't
taxes
keep, we
work.
can't go keep, you're going, I understand your question and why your frustration of it is, but the answer you're looking for, he can't be required to answer that way.
Okay, so what
But
I'm,
here's the answer to what you're asking for.
Yeah.
Versus what we paid last year to this year is only about $12 difference per household on these guys. What they're comparing is what the rollback rate is versus what we're asking for.
okay,
It's only $12 difference from
Per
last year.
household.
For the houses that are in that price range,
Per
it's
household.
only $12
Not per
additional
person.
amount a year. That's correct.
okay, so that extra $12 from every household in this town,
Well,
which
that's
is
the only
less than
houses that are in
100.
that price range.
Right,
The-
okay, that's what I mean, for every house,
There's a lot of properties in
generally
this town that are
speaking,
way above
is
that.
going to bring more opportunity to take care of this town, because it's my understanding that you're gonna be required to do more things than you used to be required to do, because Levy County is no longer gonna be in
The
charge of
interlocal
those
agreement
things.
has been canceled due, and in large part by
So-
Russell
We
Meeks.
can't supersede anything that the county does.
Right, but the county has said they're not gonna do it anymore.
I don't believe that's what they said.
Yes,
But
That
that's
is
what
what
the
they
letter
said.
They're not
says.
gonna do what?
They're no longer doing the zoning and planning or
So it means
permits.
we can do anything we want here and whatever the county.
No, that's not what,
No, we have to
No.
establish our own.
it's not a free-for-all.
And it
It
has-
means we have to be
And
responsible
it has
for
to
our
come under the
town.
auspices of it.
That means we have to pay for things. We have to pay for the code enforcement. We have to pay for police protection. We have to pay for all the things you're required to pay for because you have a town. If you are unincorporated, the county pays for these things. If you are an incorporated town, You pay for these things. That is the difference.
Okay, well, I make the motion that we unincorporate.
It takes 50%.
You can't, there's no such
50%
thing
of the
as that. You
voters.
have to vote that on that. That's not funny.
That's
You would
not
have
a-
to go around
that's
the
not a
town
bad
with
thing to talk about,
petitions.
actually.
I mean, you can talk
You
about
can
it,
go
but
ask
you can't.
Russell, he's done it in
vote
the
on it.
past.
Yeah, he's
Just-
tried to do it and
yes,
dropped the ball.
He tried to do it in 2010, just ask him the process, you go around and you get signatures.
50% of
be
the
a vote.
electors, based on the population
I
of this
can't-
town, it's
I
10% or
cannot
50% of the
unincorporate the town,
population,
but you
whichever
can go
is
in-
greater. So you have to get 50 people out of the 100 people.
Listen, this is supposed to be a budget.
That is budget.
Rate,
So-
millage rate.
What
Can
I-
we get on with the program?
Oh, wow, you
Because
was
we're
already into
asking
this?
questions of citizens.
You said you know everything there is to know about taxes.
I did not. I
That's not what
began
she
my
said.
sentence saying I
He's got
don't know
selective
anything
listening.
about taxes.
It's not what he said.
That's exactly what I said, and it's
Right.
recorded on your recording, so you
Yeah,
can go
your
back and listen.
your audio analog recorded. there. You
Okay,
can
was
hear
there
it.
any other questions?
No, ma'am, it's
Mr.
not,
Fuller?
there's no reason to argue with people that just want to argue.
What is the difference in the millage rate from last year to what is proposed this year?
Last year was 6.954. This year, we're asking for 7.8.
So it
Six
went
point
from,
nine five four?
It's basically 1.2%, or 1.2.
we went from 55,000, we're asking for 62.
Right.
Now, keep in mind, that's only if people pay their taxes, we will get the 62. If people don't pay their taxes, we don't get that. So but tentatively, that's what we're asking for, is the 62. But if we go with the rollback rate, which is what Russell is proposed,
Is that
now
the
going to be.
6.954?
Yes, and so we're gonna make 51,000. So we're actually decreasing our income from this year. That we're supposed to, at the 6.954.
Putting us in a worse
That is-
position.
So we're gonna lose money if we go with rollback.
Even
The other question is, have any of the properties been appraised at a higher rate than they were?
We don't know.
Oh, I know mine was
Everybody
going up a
got
couple
their,
times.
We've had,
I'm
there's
talking about, it has to be from last year to this year.
Certain properties have been singled out,
Right.
and I'm one that has been singled out. And I don't have a problem with it. You can come look at my property anytime you want. I ain't got a problem with it.
What do you mean singled out?
Russell
Somebody
Meeks
went down
singled
to-
out certain people's
and asked for the
properties
county to increase
and asked them to
taxes.
reassess them.
That doesn't, the system doesn't work like that.
That's how
Absolutely does.
it does. It absolutely does. Y'all need to get informed. Y'all need to read. Y'all need
You
to
can
talk
go
to people.
down to the
Do y'all know why the
county and ask
interlocal?
questions.
Do y'all know why the interlocal agreement's being banished?
So what comes?
In large part, talk to David Myers at the building department. He will tell you, this gentleman right here is a large part of why the interlocal agreement is being disbanded.
Okay, was there any other questions?
True story. Call him.
Mr.
You want his
Alright,
number? I got
Brett.
his number.
Everybody should have got
Brett.
your trim
That's
notice.
enough.
Okay, in your trim notice, it gives you what the county, the property appraiser assessed your property at.
Okay.
And then they took the millage rate at that amount, and that's how you're assessed. So it shows you what you're doing now, what you paid this year,
So,
what you're going to pay if we approve the budget, and it's gonna show you the rollback if we don't do the budget.
and tonight is your first opportunity.
Our first
to
opportunity.
trim.
Correct,
And when you trim, that means you can never go higher, but you can go lower.
right.
Correct.
So we did it to where, as I said, as a citizen, I'm willing to pay the little extra to go with the budget. Even though I know it's a little higher than it was, but it's going to benefit the town.
Right.
We've already had
That's
one of
what-
these meetings, and we set the trim.
And
And this is the second meeting, and we got to have one more, is that correct?
Yeah, there's a final.
What was the rate at which you set trim before, you set the millage rate before?
At the workshop was the 7.8669.
Which is what you're doing tonight?
Right. That's
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to maintain.
That was the understanding I needed, because this should not have been the first time you actually
No.
set
That
that.
is correct. This is the second time. It's
Okay.
all the same information that we had at the first meeting in August, on the 8th.
Okay, got it.
Did anybody else have any comments or questions? All All right, we'll close the public hearing. Now, do I hear a motion
I'll
to
make a
adopt
motion to adopt
the millage?
the millage rate of 7.8669.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor from Zim Pageant to adopt the millage at 7.8669. Do I hear a second?
I second it to propose it for 7.8669.
All right, I have a second from Gail Lamb. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Motion carries forward.
All right, we gotta keep those comments to yourself.
Yes, sir.
It's a shame I go to other meetings and they're so civil. All right, the next thing we have to talk about is the budget. The budget resolution is, that one should be, you do a correction on that to 2023-4. And that's a resolution of the Town of Otter Creek of Levy County, Florida, providing for the appropriation of funds of the Town of Otter Creek for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2023, and ending September 30th, 2024, providing for general fund revenues and general fund expenditure, and providing an effective date. The proposed budget's been submitted to the town council for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2023. Does anybody have any questions? First, we'll just start with the public hearing. Open the public hearing. Does anybody have any questions about the budget or comments? All right, being that we have no questions, we'll close the public hearing. Does anybody on the board have any questions or comments about the budget resolution? Okay, no questions, so do I hear a motion to pass resolution 2023-04?
I'll make a motion to pass the resolution.
All right, I have a motion from Zim Pageant to pass the resolution 2023-04. Do I have a second?
I second it to pass the resolution number 2023-24.
I didn't try to read.
I know. All right, so I have a second from Gail Lamb. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
All right, motion carries forward. All right, and was there any other public comment that anybody had? All right, is there anything else anybody from the board would like to say? All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight.
Mr. Fuller, thank you for your input there tonight.
Good input.
Absolutely, I go to other meetings and
We'll get there.
No problem.
yeah, thank you, Thomas.
No problem. Thank you.
Appreciate your help.
Thank you.
People were more red. You know, maybe on red.
So do we have a?
Thank you so much.
Don.
I think the next meeting will be good.
I understand that. I understand that.
No, you're not getting nothing from me, other than what you got.
All right, have a good
10.99 at the
evening.
end of the year.
Have a good evening, Mr. Meeks. Some people only come to these meetings to pass practice.
Outside the door, to discuss how to do it. Good luck tomorrow, man. I hear you have a marathon tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope that helps.
I do too.